Alright. So, I'm doing a review here on the Lurker Eigenbarrel. Took it out for a spin today. Get my barrel cover off. But yeah, I used it today. Shot good. Didn't break any paint. Of course, it is a 684, so it was overboring on some of my paint. I think I did have a ball break in one of my pods, and then it broke in my breech. That's gonna happen. I think it was just one bad ball. Probably should have inspected my paint before I used it, but I didn't. Or maybe it was just weak at the seam. I don't know. Regardless, this barrel obviously did not break the paint. Because of being here and not out here. I don't know, I mean, kind of obvious. But what I can say, it was, even though the balls were matched bore, which has been found to cause inconsistency issues because one ball might be underboard, one ball might be overboard, one ball might be equal, it would cause a really big fluctuation compared to where overboard every ball is smaller in the barrel, or underboard where every ball has to be squeezed in there, You can look up some punk work stuff or something like that. There's numerous tests between YouTube, Tech PB, PB Nation, all that. But yeah, it shot very consistently. I don't think that's the barrel, but on this, I don't know, it shot consistently. It was like 293 to 297, so like plus minus 2. So very consistent barrel. Another thing I can say about Lurker, amazing customer service. Probably one of the best customer services in the whole industry. I'd say it rivals Boss and Empire. Probably Planet Eclipse too. Those are probably, Planet Eclipse and Empire I know are a lot larger companies, but they do rival them in the fact that they can reply to somebody quick, they can reply to somebody with accurate info. They're a bit smaller, so they can work around stuff really easily. And when you get something from them, it's going to be quality. I know I did see one review, somebody said it had some wobble. I'm guessing it's either the threads or this gave some wobble. Mine did not have any wobble. What it did have, I think, what was going on was when I put it in, it would bend down. Now, I think that's because the barrel is a bit thinner of a barrel. As you can see, it's very, very thin. It's very, very light comparable to close to a carbon fiber barrel. Once it gets so light, you're not even going to notice it. You're just going to point your gun, shoot it. You're not even going to worry about it. But yeah, it's very high quality. That's what you should expect from Lurker, and you will receive it. If you don't, I'm sure you can just PM him, talk to him about it, explain the issues you may have, and he will fix it. They will fix it. I don't know if it's one guy, multiple guys. I am familiar with Lurker on PB Nation, but I don't know how many people there are, but he or they will make sure you are very satisfied with your product. They are incredible customer service. Using it on the field wise, like I said, didn't break paint. What paint did get in the barrel did come out after so many shots. It's somewhat of a self-cleaning barrel because it is honed fairly well. I don't know if you can tell. It's an iPhone camera. I'm getting some light. It's honed pretty well. I don't know if I almost might put it up to par with ultralight. I'd say probably pretty close. It's up there with CP barrels and ultralights, which is another barrel I bought, CP barrel, for a bit bigger bores. Yeah, I didn't really have much problem with paint staying in the barrel, and like some barrels do. Shooting it. My team was making fun of me before the event Saturday, and they were like, "Oh, they didn't even know how to pronounce it right." It was my captain was like, "My Lurker barrel, and it's fancy and schmancy, and it's like $40." Yeah, when I played with it today, he was like, "Damn, that's quiet." I mean, it was like some of the balls were shooting over 300, and he was like, "Damn, that's quiet. Too bad you're shooting low." I'm like, "No, I'm not." Go to chrono, 230, 293, 297, 297, 294, 294. That's about pretty accurate what it was. And he was like, "Man, that's really quiet." I mean, between this and my Lurker bolt and my axe here, it was probably the most quiet gun on the field at the time. So if you like to have a quiet gun, whatever reason you may have, so your opponent doesn't know where you are, or you can hear somebody communicating with you, which is very important in paintball. This barrel does have it. It's very, very, very quiet. It was efficient. I had my gun set with Eigenbarrel to 1/2 turns out on the back cap, 5 millisecond dwell, and pressure to chrono. Obviously, as you can tell, there is no gauge on my gun. There is only a plug. I don't use a gauge. I think it's kind of pointless when you have a bolt operating well under 200 psi, and the regulator has a blow off. So if you have the pressure too high, it'll just it'll blow off. So it don't matter. Yeah, I mean, it was very efficient. I think we had a 4K fill when it was warm, so it cooled off to like, let's say, I think it might have been a 4.2K fill, so it was like 39, 38 after cooling off, and I was easily getting 10 pods and a hopper off that, and it was silent, smooth, barely any kick when you're actually shooting it in a game. Some people may think their gun kicks a little too much outside of game when they're just shooting over the chrono, but in a game, usually any kick you have, your body will eventually just adjust to it. I found that I do anyway. So yeah. Not only this barrel is quality, I would recommend this barrel to anybody. I know it's kind of rambling on. It's just kind of how I talk, how I say things. But I'm kind of going back and forth different things. I may get a better one up, like a shooting video, showing the actual consistency, showing the actual efficiency, like I play a game, show that I've, dumped so many pods out, and I can show, how much air I use. Yeah, I mean, it's definitely, they don't lie about anything they have on this. They actually are pretty modest about this. The only thing I will admit that they probably do to get costs down is, let's say, the outer finish of the barrel. It's a bit more machined than, say, the inside. I think that's a really smart move on their part. It means they don't have to worry about making sure this is perfect, it looks fine anyways, but they do make sure it's cheap, but it's high quality. And they can make, being affordable, especially in this economy, is important. And making cuts at the least needed parts is a very smart move. Nobody's really going to be that close to your barrel to know what it looks like. So the fact that it's not machined, like a freaking 3 micron finish or something, it doesn't matter. I mean, it's the outside of a barrel. It doesn't affect anything. It doesn't affect. It affects absolutely nothing. They did make sure this is home. The inside of the barrel, that's good. Has a nice lip on it. That's good. Feeds paintballs good. But they didn't, they didn't waste money on this. They made sure they got you the best product at the lowest possible price. They do what they can. I'd definitely recommend this to somebody that can get it over probably any barrel. Unless your paint is boring out bigger and you don't want to underbore, that's the only time I wouldn't get this. But if it fits your paint, it's great. Efficient, quiet, quality. That's all you need. Thanks. Blah, blah.